Hey, what's happening, folks? Happy Wednesday. Greetings from central, or actually northern Wisconsin. I figured I'd do just sort of a brief mid-afternoon live stream today. Things are happening really fast, if you haven't noticed. So yesterday we had the Senate hearings. Today we have a very good bill to look at. The language actually isn't out quite yet. But I've got the language. I'm looking at the language. So here's what the bill does, guys. This is really important that you guys know this. It returns bankruptcy protections, in fact, exactly like bankruptcy is for all other loans, for federal student loans that are more than 10 years old. So there's a lot in that. No private loans, guys. No private loans. It's not going to happen for this bill. Private loans are not on the table for this bill. So those of you with private loans, you should be very concerned about that and maybe even pissed. Steve Cohen has a bill for private student loans. It's not the best bill in the world, but you need to look at that closely, and that's going to be a separate track for us. So no private loans. So I mean, that's basically it, guys. Dudes, we've been waiting 16 years to get a bill like this for federal student loans, and a bipartisan bill in the Senate. So it would have been better just a clean repeal of that one line of federal code and return bankruptcy protections to all student loans. That's the obvious solution. But this one here, I know a lot of times people say, oh, well, it's a step in the right direction, and it's really not. Well, dudes, this is a giant leap in the right direction, like actually is. So this is historic, guys. 16 years we've been doing this. I've never had the luxury of saying what I'm saying to you here today. So having said that, this bill is just that, guys. It's a bill. Means nothing till it passes. It's got bipartisan support. A senator from Texas, not Ted Cruz, unfortunately, but John Cornyn, Republican senator from Texas, is jointly sponsoring this bill with Senator Dick Durbin, who's the minority whip in the Senate, by the way. That's a pretty big deal. But this bill is just that, guys. We have to push. There was some pushback, not a lot, but some pushback among the Republican senators in the hearing yesterday. For some reason, they seem to not say so much about bankruptcy as to totally excoriate the notion of canceling student loans, which is just stupid. They will come around, guys. This is a catastrophically failed lending system. Probably the most important thing I'll say to any of you today, and listen to me, particularly if you don't want to file for bankruptcy. I know nobody does. Bankruptcy sucks. That's kind of part and parcel of what bankruptcy is. But guys, getting our bankruptcy rights back is absolutely and totally a necessary precondition for any meaningful actual loan cancellation that might happen down the road. Let me say that again. We got to have bankruptcy in order for any loan cancellation that might happen to actually be meaningful. In the absence of bankruptcy, guys, the only loan cancellation we're going to see is this nonsense. Up to $10,000 could mean anything. Up to $50,000 could mean anything. And if the Department of Education has anything to say about it, as long as there are no bankruptcy protections in place, in other words, the threat of bankruptcy, then the Department of Education will see to it that that means nothing for almost everyone. Look at the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. How did that work out? 99% cancellation rate, or 99% disqualification rate. So 99% did not get their loans canceled. Similarly, for all the other cancellation, quote-unquote, programs that we've seen come and go over the years, going back to the early 90s. Bankruptcy is the key, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you would ever or never file, that doesn't matter. We've got to have the threat of bankruptcy back on our side. I would not be fighting so hard for this if that were not true. That is true. Now, this lending system's failed. In my opinion, all the loans should be canceled. All the loans that can be canceled should be canceled. We need to throw this entire lending program onto the scrap heap of failed U.S. policy history. But one step before the next, guys. We've got to get this done first. So the most useful thing that anybody can be doing right now is spreading the word about this bill. And more than that, reaching out to particularly your Republican senators. Even if there's no Republican senators in your state, look for the Republican senator in the closest state to you, or whatever. Just pick one. If I had to pick any, I'd say people like Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell, but it could be any Republican senators. Ted Cruz. Reach out to them, and there's a very good chance that the people of their states owe more than the entire state budget of that state. Texas, for example, $80 billion state budget. The people of Texas owe $120 billion in student loan debt. Tennessee, Alabama, Indiana, North and South Carolina, New Hampshire, Ohio, Indiana, all these states, Colorado, owe more. Their people owe more in student loan debt than their entire state budgets. North Carolina, there's enough student loan debt in North Carolina to buy every farm in North Carolina and still have like 15 or maybe even $20 billion left over. So we need to hit Senate Republicans and get them to co-sponsor this bill. Now, the bill doesn't maybe even have a number yet, but it will very soon, like maybe today, probably tomorrow is my best guess. But that's not to say that you can't be doing stuff right now. If you look at our Twitter feed, you'll see like 30 tweets that we've sent over the past couple days. Retweet them all and think of fun and creative and smart people, places, things, ways that you can push those tweets so that they have the maximum impact. Could be copying it to a news organization, particularly local news organizations in those states that I mentioned. But it could be anything. We're not idiots on this group. We all have at least some college, right? So we're not the stupidest people on earth. We can probably figure something smart, creative, and clever out to do. So, like I said, guys, this bill is historic. We are the pioneers, but right now it's just a bill. It's like that cartoon when many of us were kids, or even before. Just a bill. So, all right, guys, I'm going to leave it there at that. Sorry I can't see the comments. I will respond to them when I sit down. I've still got like 3 miles to walk. So, anyways, hang in there. I hope that you all are pleased. By the way, maybe the last thing I'll say is if you can make a donation at this time, it would be particularly helpful. We just barely made our monthly expenses a few days ago, so anything you can do there, make this fundraising a little bit easier on us, would be super helpful. Studentloanjustice.org. Click on the donate thing. All right, guys, I hope that you're thrilled. I am super thrilled, but I know that now the work is only beginning. So good luck out there, and keep us posted as to accomplishments that you make. We love to brag about what our people, what you and everybody out there are doing and actually getting done. That's what we like to brag about. So please give me something to brag about that moves the needle in our direction in a real way. Good luck, Godspeed, and God bless everybody. Oh, look, a snake. It's called, I would call that a yellow racer. Cool. I think that might have been Ted Cruz. Was that Ted Cruz? Ted, what are you doing, man? Okay.